I remember, I don't know where I saw it, where I heard it, but someone in this program when I was here, maybe it was a sign on the wall, used to say, "We're not just acquiring talent; we're building a team." I think that was you guys.
It was in the old staff room.
Yeah. So, and I always thought about that, and then thought about what it means from like an evaluation standpoint for you guys, and how you're evaluating players, and how it's not always just about skill and length and speed. It's about a lot of other things too. What's that evaluation process like for you and your recruiting staff when you're looking for players that fit the mold here at Penn State?
Yeah, I'll take it even a step further. Not only are you building a team, you're building a program.
Yeah.
And so in today's world, you could look at it from the standpoint of, hey, we're just building a team for this coming year. Mm-hmm. And you could make some decisions that might hurt yourself down the line. I think it's important to kind of look at it holistically and say, hey, we are building a team for this year, but we're also trying to make sure that we continue things going into the future. In terms of what we're looking for someone who has everything. Now, with that said, you want tall, long, fast, physical, great football character, great personal character, great family support system around them. But the reality is, God didn't give everybody everything. Mm-hmm. And so you're trying to figure out within that, what are the things that will work within our program that we can maybe this area, he doesn't have to fit exactly the way we want, but he's got enough of these other things to make it work. Yeah. Speed obviously is a starting point from a physical standpoint, but long and physical, guys that love football, and it's probably more important than ever that guys love football, that it's important to them. And in that, also for us here at Penn State, that they're searching for success in everything. Because if it's just purely about football, it's probably not the place for them, because we're going to have expectations for them in the classroom. We're going to have expectations for them in the community that if they just want to do it on the football field, it's probably not going to work so well.
Well, one of the toughest parts of your job, I think, is as you're constructing the roster, deciding between the short-term wins of maybe, as you mentioned, like transfer portal. Maybe it makes our team better this year, but is it the best thing for the long term of the program? You get the high school versus portal debate. How many scholarship spots do you going to give to these fifth-year seniors versus bringing in a bunch of high school guys? And we've seen programs manage it differently. How have you balanced that with building to win this season, but also building to win in 4 years?
Yeah, so I mean, ultimately, we see ourselves as a developmental program where we're going to do the vast majority of our recruiting out of high school, and we're going to help those kids develop into the best players they can be. I think that actually also fits with winning at the very highest level. Yeah. If you look at it across the country, we're starting to see some results of the portal, not fully, but some results. It's, I think, very difficult to build a championship team if you're slanted heavy portal, just because the first chance of getting the players in is coming out of high school. Yeah. And so if you get the best players in out of high school, they're having success, they're happy where they're at, they're not going somewhere else. So the pool of great talent is better coming out of high school. Yeah. So we're looking to do that. I think we've always had a blend of, even pre-portal era, where we're going to take some guys out of high school that we think are in year one or maybe year two are going to play and help us. And we're going to take some other guys that they might not help us until year three, and in some cases year four. We're trying to do it in all of the different phases. And with the transfer portal right now, we've actually had a lot of success in the portal. It's just not big numbers. What we've tried to do is identify areas that we may have a weakness, and some of those weaknesses could be, hey, there's an actual hole here. Or the other weakness could be, hey, we've got a depth problem that's brewing in 2 years. Davian Collins is an example. Took him a couple of years ago, and it was, hey, we saw that, hey, down the road, we may have ourselves a depth problem. Let's get him here. Played a little bit, when he first got here, played even more last year, and he's gonna have a huge role for us this year. Yeah. So it's figuring out what is the role of the transfer player, and then making sure that you're taking guys that are gonna help that team that year, and then also, if they're around past that, continue to help the program.